Hello, this is Mr. Griffin, and I'm going to talk about this particular subject in two forms. One as the natural business side, which is Mr. Griffin, but one as my alter ego. Now, I was just listening to a video from Mr. Parkin from the British Fist, talking about who should John Cena face at WrestleMania. Well, we all pretty much know the obvious choice is probably going to be The Rock, but he brought up some other interesting choices. He brought up Ryback. He even brought up The Shield. But one other obvious choice he brought up was The Undertaker. Now, from a logistics standpoint, The Undertaker streak, that is the one thing that John Cena has not gone after or tried to do. Now, from a business standpoint, whether you love John Cena or you hate him, he is one of the top guys in the company, as much as it pains me to admit that. And it would create drama. Can John Cena beat the streak? Now, of course, most fans, myself included, would not want to see that. But I could understand why WWE would go there, because Cena is one of the few guys left that could seemingly break the streak. And it would be a good selling point for the match. If not this WrestleMania, then the following WrestleMania. So, from a business standpoint, I could see that. But, let me get my voice ready. But now, I am speaking as a fan. I am speaking as Spoken Griff. And I have two words for John Cena beat The Undertaker and breaking the streak. Hell no! No way in hell this man should ever beat the streak. Hell no. I mean, look at the list The Undertakers Take. I don't care whether they was in their prime, out of their prime, whatever. Listen to the names. Superfly Jimmy Snuka, Hall of Famer, went down. Jake the Snake Roberts, who arguably was still in his prime, hit that man with 2 DDTs. Not one, but 2. He couldn't put him down. The Giant Gonzalez, 7 feet, 400 pounds. Granted, he was 7 feet, 400 pounds. A big, lanky, stinky, smelly bullshit. But nevertheless, he was a giant. He went down to The Undertaker. You had King Kong Bundy, who arguably was past his prime, but still a formidable force. He couldn't put down The Undertaker. Then you had Kevin Nash, better known as Big Daddy Cool Diesel. Powerbombed that man twice in the same match, but his dumb ass wouldn't go for the cover, thus allowing The Undertaker to rise up again and tombstone him straight to hell. 1, 2, 3, another victim of the streak. Then you have Psycho Sid, who arguably was at the peak of his powers. He went down. Then you had Kane, who not only took on The Undertaker once at WrestleMania 14, he took him on again at WrestleMania 20. Both times, he kissed the canvas. Then you have the Big Boss Man, and arguably the worst Hell in the Cell in the history of the WWE. He went down to The Undertaker at WrestleMania 15. Then, at WrestleMania 18, woo! The great Ric Flair, the 16-time heavyweight champion of the world, did everything, pulled out all his dirty tricks, pulled out all his low blows, pulled out all his clips to the knee, pulled out the figure 4 leg lock, even brought in Art Anderson to do the legendary spine buster on The Undertaker, still couldn't pin him. Then at WrestleMania 19, he had the Big Show and Prince Albert, better known as Tenzai these days. In a 2-on-1 handicap match, those two giants couldn't put him down. Then we had Randy Orton, who reversed the choke slam into an RKO, planting The Undertaker on his ass. He couldn't beat him. Then you had the world's strongest man at WrestleMania 22, Mark Henry, or should I say Mark motherfucking Henry, do everything. He couldn't put him down, taking the last ride and getting the tombstone and taking a ride back to the dressing room in a coffin. Then you had the Animal Batista, who was at the peak of his power, Batista bombing him straight to hell, spine buster him straight to hell. He couldn't put The Undertaker down at WrestleMania. Then you had Edge, who was also at the peak of his power, spearing that man straight to hell, only to fall victim to the Hell's Gates chokehold and tap it out like a little bitch at WrestleMania 24. Then, at WrestleMania 25, 26, 27, 28, and may I add, WrestleMania X7 or WrestleMania X7 or 17, excuse me, we have arguably the two greatest opponents of The Undertaker in the streak. We have the Game, the King of Kings, Triple H at WrestleMania X7, 27, and 28. And then we have at WrestleMania 25 and 26, the Heartbreak Kid, the Showstopper, the main event, Shawn Michaels. Those men threw everything at The Undertaker. Shawn Michaels did moonsaults, super kicked him straight to hell on several occasions in both matches. Could not put The Undertaker down. Then Triple H in each of his matches did everything. Put him through, spine busted him through tables, hit him with chairs, hit him with sledgehammers, even put the tombstone pile driver on The Undertaker at WrestleMania 27. Could not put that man down. And he was victorious. So of all those greats, well, except for the Giant Gonzalez, if all those greats, all those legendary names could not put down The Undertaker, there is no way in hell that this no-talent piece of shit should ever beat The Undertaker. Never. I don't care if The Undertaker is 100 years old. I don't care if he has to be wheelchaired down to the ring. I don't care if he's on life support. I don't care if he's literally on his deathbed. No way John Cena should ever pin The Undertaker. And that's my feeling on it as a fan. Well, you just heard from my alter ego. I understand the business side, but you also heard my fan side on this possible match, either at WrestleMania 29 or perhaps in the future. That's all I got to say. I'm out. Peace.